Hey, I really, you like how when this whole thing, when the countdown went on, I think my face was just sitting there. And I was like, I'm trying to make it so that you don't see my face. You see the countdown, build the suspense. Um, but happy Monday. I'm doing a bit of a non-traditional combination of streams right now because I have a message that I feel will go across platforms. I'm just gonna check my sound. Um, just to make sure that I sound okay. Hold on. Okay, testing, testing. One, two, three. How do I sound? Okay, testing, testing. Yeah, sounds good. All right, welcome, welcome. Let me know y'all can see or hear me. I'm streaming in a few places. Hey, you know, this will be a little interesting because I'm actually streaming on my personal Facebook page. Thank you, where I don't normally do, and then I'm streaming on the Facebook group and on my personal YouTube. And I wanted to do the YouTube for a reason because it was some interesting interactions, but there's just a lot of excitement, a lot of things happening today that I want to talk about, and it has a common theme. It's just a common message. I wanted to share that I felt could go across my personal to the business. So let me know where you're watching from. If you are in on YouTube, or if you are in the group, or if you are um the group, YouTube, or personal. So today, for those who are in the Facebook group, May 1st is a significant day for those who are in the certification group. Hi, Sam in Pittsburgh. And so we have people that have worked really hard to pass their certification. And you're tuning in from Facebook. Awesome, awesome. And so as we're reviewing, me and my other coach are reviewing the work. Um, there's just some themes and things that are coming up that I have to put. So I'm gonna have a combination of mental health worker, therapist Jessica, business owner, and just in general, I have a couple of things. Hi, Jessica Evan Marshall. So what I was so these are women, primarily women are working really hard to pass in the certification program and are really showing the quality of their work, etc. But so while this is happening, we're gearing up, we're excited. On my YouTube, I'm gonna address this. I've been posting more. I share clips and information, and so I posted a TikTok video as a short unknowingly a while back, and so it cuts off a part of the short. It cuts off a part of the TikTok. So the feedback I got was first I didn't realize. Someone was like, "What happened to the video?" And I'm like, "I don't know what they're talking about. I'm still managing all this." And then I wasted my time. Um, this was a waste of my time. So the 1 minute, the 60-second short that they viewed, they spent 3 minutes responding about how it was a waste of their time. Right. So I noticed that um usually in general, I get like really positive feedback if I get feedback, but I noticed it was a trend. It was 3, 4 people that used that phrase. It was a waste of my time. What it and then there were a couple of people that were nice. I was like, "Hey sis, it's just cut off." And then I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." It took me a long months to figure out that this was happening, mind you. So it like I don't know, it was happening. So I realized, and these are I think all Black women, because you can go there, you can look at their pages, and I started to think about first of all, the interactions that we have, right, with people we don't know, we well, just care that they're human, but it was just like a trend. It was like a hive mentality, right? I noticed, you'll notice sometimes people say the same kind of responses. They look to see how other people respond first, and then they go in. And I was quick. I think I was in a meeting with my coach, and I was like, "Hold up!" And I was responding. I was talking to her, and I was like, I'm going to address this in a much better way. I tell you why this is all connected to everything. um, I notice a trend in certain platforms where, and I don't know, sometimes YouTube, they have different level of audacity where things can become attacking or critical, or because people are used to getting free, give me, it appease my instant gratification, give me what I want. You didn't give it to me. You wasted my time. for free information that other people pay for. And I noticed that was interesting in the response. So I checked them real quick. I said, well, I'm sorry to waste your time. In the 60 seconds that you wasted watching the wasted video clip, you spent 3 more minutes probably responding to it. And the way that you can ask nicely, or just kind of mention it in a way that doesn't feel like you are trying to attack. So I just, yeah. Hey, Rena. So I was just saying that to it's things start to come up in my mind about the kind of energy that we give out for the kind of things that we say we value. Because I appreciate that it made them emotional, that they didn't see the rest of that TikTok clip. The TikTok clip I'm referring to is the one where it's for my hair business, entitled like 3 common mistakes that people are making, or people are, I forgot the title, but 3 common things that people are asking for when it comes to no microlocks. The microlocks is my thing. Branding. And so I had visuals. I put a lot of energy to it. I reduced down a long presentation into a 90-second clip, but YouTube cut off, or how 90 seconds is 3 minutes. It's not 3 minutes. 3-minute clip. I reduced it down to 60 seconds. And so that it cut it off. So I was just noticing that. And so it started having me think about just how we interact with each other. Not just other Black women creators, but how do we interact? How people treat other people this is textbook therapy, is how they feel about themselves. So if you ever encounter someone that is, bullying, being a troll, being mean, well, one really effective thing that you could say to them is, "Are you okay?" That was a little mini research. This person is found very effective to say that, but also know that it is about them more than it is about you. So I did get in my feelings, and I always acknowledge what it was triggering for me. But what it was triggering for me is, how do we interact with each other as a whole? So not everybody knows our story, not everybody knows us. But also, if we value information, and some of these people may or may not want to actually utilize these skills to create a business or create results for themselves. But what energy are we putting out to the sources of the information? And so now that parallel goes to, we get a lot of submissions through my business of people who want to be certified in our program. We certified a lot of people. We've enrolled over 100 and something people, and we certified more than half of them. And people want to get certified. Today is a big day. And so we get a lot of great work. Mostly we see the hard work. But there's an occasional couple of times where we'll get things that were done quickly, or we'll see people sometimes having challenges what they want to go, but they are either trying to rush it, not fully going through the course. I'm sure other course creators or content creators that you can relate and let me know. But and so it got us to thinking, if this is something that you really want to invest, the energy you put in is going to be the return. So even if you try to rush through something to meet a milestone day, it's representative of how you took that process, is going to represent how you conduct that service or that business going forward. Are you going to value and go through each step of the process and understand that those steps have significance? That information, if it has value, you will invest and you will appreciate that, or get what you need to make sure that you accomplish that thoroughly. Or are you rushing through to get something to say that you've done it, and then is that how you're going to conduct from that point forward? And so not like judging or attacking, it just kind of comes up a lot, because we have to make an assessment about if people are going to be able to carry themselves in a professional capacity in a way that we can be proud of sending and feeding and endorsing in our networks, our directory platforms, etc. So on a deeper level, because I've never stopped being a social worker, I never stopped being a therapist, and I'm also a Black woman, I can identify a lot of things. We are very emotional, period. Women, men can be too, but there's more of a feminine. We are very emotional, and we've been through a lot of different things. And so many of us need support. We're often doing things. There's a lot on our shoulders. We're doing a lot. Sometimes we don't have enough support. We don't have proper outlets. And so I can see how some things, even in communications that are nonverbal, how some things are coming through. the resistance, the defensiveness. We're very particular about hair and beauty, but hair also has a particular energy when you give information. I keep note of that, and I try to process that as well. Or from my perspective, being in that, how I felt as well. But I want to sometimes you have to. I wanted to point out, especially for the person making the comments or expecting information and being real rude about not getting it full when they're not paying for it, or people rushing through something, or maybe not properly valuing something, especially, coming from another Black woman, what that is. I don't know. I didn't want to get too deep, but I wanted to think about how energy moves. So people who are most successful in my program, or who get through challenges in life much more successfully, are the people who are self-aware and who are willing to hear the feedback and make the adjustments. And then they tend to treat people differently. I can see people who are already successful, how they interact, how they value the information that they've invested in, how they operate with integrity, how they treat people. Is very indicative of how you feel about yourself. So I usually respond very politely in YouTube, and I was still polite, but I was just like, sometimes you have to push back a little, like, okay, you're not going to jump on other people's comments to rally now to get some more allies in your attack on my TikTok clip being short. It was just so silly, but it was like, it was deeper than just being like, it was like laughing emojis, you trying to clown, like, and it was like, I said, okay, hold on. I'm a real life person outside of this internet. And so people sometimes make mistakes in uploading in different formats. And there's a way to conduct that. You can even click on that channel and find the other the slew of other ways to contact I created and try to get on, and the misery loves company mentality, like that trolling stuff. So there's a lot of people that are really taking out their frustrations, the mental frustrations in this virtual world, and doing that with other people that are human. You're gonna get a human response. But I just thought that was interesting when I think about, like I said, valuing information. I had all types of notes. But since I'm in the group as well, I'm excited because today is May 1st. And so we do have your submissions, and we got our people geared up and lined up to receive the certification. But you also can submit your work for later than today to get your certification in the program. So y'all know the process of those in the group. Again, this is a non-traditional combination I'm streaming on. So I usually spend these Mondays doing an Ask Me Monday, where I'll talk about some technical or some like hair related thing for the business. It's Ask Me Monday for Naturally Beautiful Hair Care, Microlock Mastery. But I am now streaming on my other two personal pages for a reason, because I wanted to, but I'm also not, so we're not doing the normal video slides of technique and everything, but I think this is still all relevant. It all ties into the mission of what we're building, what I'm building, what I represent, what the people who are part of our network represent. I call it people with high integrity, people who are always evolving to be their best version of themselves. And then when you're learning a technical skill, when you're in the realm of Black hair, I believe that's even more crucial and important to want to do your best. And sometimes I do have to manage a lot of emotion, a lot of upset, because so talking to the group again, like when we talk about what passes for certification and what we're very clear about, like, don't submit work, let's say braids or twists, like, that's not the foundation. But we'll have people that will submit braids and twists, and then we'll say it, and then there was one person that was extremely mad. So I knew that it was more to it, so I handled it sensitively. I'm never going to say people's names, but it was just very interesting, and I feel like I need to speak more on that, and of what was really going on there. If the information wasn't clear in the beginning, always try to make it clear, and how you can, if you don't have the skill to submit the proper photos, how you can get it, how you can get the support. And And so I was like, I just need to speak. Oh, hi, Chandrika. I just need to speak on that because so I've said I'm very vocal. So if y'all in the hair realm, y'all know I do not promote starting locks this size with twister braids. I'm just going to say I used to skirt around the bush. That's never been a part of our standards. And so there's some people, and I don't promote that on a pro level. So there are some people that are submitting that. And what I want to keep reiterating is that if you are maintaining hair with a technique that you are not starting with because you don't know how to, but you're a pro taking pro level money, you can do a few $1,000s with this hairstyle. That becomes a problem for me. First, how can you create new locks or new things if you don't know the fundamentals methods and you only know how to maintain? How can you do advanced level repair? Let's say that lock has come out. How can you put in that pattern that you are using to maintain? I don't believe that people should be saying they're doing professional quality work when they're doing methods that are not recommended that for professional level results. And so I know that that might shock or stir the pot, but it saves a lot of time and repair, and it's moving with integrity. I think that if you are a loctician, which I know I have a locticians on my regular page, and you know this niche. So there's locticians that specialize in certain areas. They're very clear. I don't deal with that. I deal with this. And you understand the qualities of blocks on this level and what is required. You'll already know there's certain things that need to be done well. Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with problems. And so why would I understand a professional, quote unquote, not knowing a quote unquote professional, because I feel you should know the foundation, the fundamentals before you open business and take money for the service. But also, so I see posts here and there, a client that started two-strand twists with interlock roots, and I'm like, I know that's going to require work. So you're going to either charge the client extra to clean that up, fix it up, or they're going to have a process that looks different, and is that what they want? So we talked about that, but also fundamentals, integrity, and we're dealing with human beings. We're dealing with women, Black women, who on more than a few occasions have come to pros like me, when I was behind the chair, or other professionals in our network that have shared, they come with needing work and help. Some are very emotional. I say Black woman and her hair is not to be played with. Black women sometimes have to become extra vulnerable when it comes to our hair. And I really, 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 really get emotional and find a problem when it is not, when people are not, when they are not understanding the weight of that. So if you're not prepared and prepared to do the best you can, or open to getting what you need to do the best you can, there's some people that are like super resistant, but they're constantly producing subpart like these results, and you're going to get the person that is going to be extremely vulnerable. And unfortunately, you know, that's what they come and cry. So I had a woman crying because she lost her father. She got this new hairstyle that ended up, in her words, being jacked up. And this was in Brooklyn. And then I quoted her what it would be to fix it and all these things. She cried. She's like, I do not. And I so even told her, because she knew what she wanted. She knew that even trying to fix that was not what she wanted. She's just one of story after story of people who are different things, different backgrounds, different levels of it, but they're still affected by trusting someone to have something. And our hair and our image and our beauty, all of that's connected. So when we are talking about mass certification for people today in the program, we're talking about continuing to put into the niche, into the market, highly skilled and qualified people to understand that, and understand that on a pro level, what do I need to do to provide top quality work? Do I value that? Because if you don't, then I mean, it's probably not right for our program. So that's okay. I'm not talking to that type of person, but for it's just, you're going to go out there and people are going to see. They're going to see the difference. You can see quality, even if you're not a pro. And if you're standing next to someone and your hair or your client's hair looks so much more refined, so much better. So it's more, it shows more care. It shows more a level of knowledge. It just shows so much more. So I just always feel like, hey, I always feel like you never lose when you invest in doing top quality things. Are you willing to give top quality energy into creating these results? Whatever it is, whatever you want to do, doesn't have to be in hair, it can be in anything. We will receive what we give. The energy that we put into it will be what we receive. There's people, including I'm kind of guilty too of other non-related programs or business programs. I might purchase a course on, I don't know, YouTube something or whatever, and never open up the course. Start one chapter, never finish. But I do tell you the ones that I did finish are the ones that created the foundation for this business. The course that I finished on course creation, big up Danielle Leslie, CFS, many years ago. I finished her program and created Microlock Mastery training and certification. And I'm very proud that I finished that program. I always want to do a testimony for her. Also believe in giving credit to, just like credit to Sister Locks for bringing small locks, but also knowing that I wanted to create something that would address the gaps in there. But I always have to make sure that whatever I put in, whatever I value, respect and honor, and putting that energy around what I do will be reciprocated in what I do. And so people don't have to understand it, but it's very real. It's very real. Things don't just necessarily fall into our laps. You have to put energy towards it. What you focus on grows. So I talked about a couple of little things. It's a mixed bag right now. But I also wanted to talk about, so that kind of brings in what I was talking about earlier with the quote unquote troll and kind of that energy. She wanted some information. She felt whatever because the thing cut off and I was getting right to the information she wanted. But there's a lot, like I said, we carry a lot emotionally with us, and then we transfer that. It spills all over in different areas of our life. So how are we possibly transferring some of our wounds into what we do? So instead of that person saying it cut off, they would to make sure that they got into a rally of let me get on board with other people so that we can continue to lament and complain about how bad this person was with this post. Or how do we start a business, but we still have wounds within ourselves. So we're triggered, our clients trigger us, we're not handling things professionally. We're not, whatever it is, it will come out. So how do we address these things, and how exploring how we are possibly transferring our wounds into what we do? Kind of if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making sense, but as we are about to certify these pros, continue to certify these pros, because over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing that and continue to support new people through the business. And then I'm actually giving some pointers. I do Tuesdays and Wednesdays on my therapy days where I'm doing the virtual therapy. So a lot of what people have found effective is what I'm kind of sharing now. I'm kind of going between hats, but it is all relevant. As things are coming up in people's jobs and people's businesses, people's lives, my life, my experience, it all the things that I'm saying here, it all kind of can cross over no matter your background. Keep doing what you're doing because we appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm honest and self-aware. At first I was like in my feelings, but I'm not really so much in my feelings. It's more of, all right, I'm a Black woman. Now I'm gonna speak because I'm not some robot that just has, how people make YouTube channels and it's not really a person. It's a person, but not a person. I'm a real person. And I've been very vulnerable and transparent on YouTube when I first started when I resurfaced. Because the story with YouTube was I was out on YouTube way back in 2010 and 2011. I was making good traction talking about what I was talking about because it wasn't a lot of people, wasn't really anyone talking about like microlocks and microlock extensions. And I just started talking about hair, playing around, started getting the following, started got monetized. I was getting checks from Google. I was like, oh, this is cute. And then life happened. And I was just like, I got to be a parent and I got to deal with life. So I was silent and going through it. What a lot of people go through different things. So we all have our challenges. And when I came back, of course, I was demonetized. The algorithms pushed me all the way back. That's why I don't have, the engagement, the numbers. But one thing I do want to say is quality over quantity. I don't have the numbers, but I have the results, and I'm not really concerned about that. I don't want anybody else to be either. Don't be concerned about not having whatever. But I did notice that. So and a lot of people didn't know who I was and what I was saying, but you could easily go back and see some of those old videos. But it was just like my messaging has always been consistent. I've always wanted to give people education, give people what I felt would be empowering information so they can make decisions. And I just would just do that. It was like a little hobby that became a business, that became, something I did on the side. But I appreciate that. And I understand the nature of YouTube now. So it's just what it is. But I said, I am going to go live on this channel as well while I talk about these topics. There's so much exciting things going on behind the scenes, so much exciting things. I'm really happy for everything that's happening for those people. And there's way more positivity than in any negativity that ever comes. And it's just silly stuff like this. So it's not like, I'm over here crying in the corner. It's just more annoying. It's like, let me just address it. Because it's deeper stuff to it. And it's a bigger message that I always want to share. So if y'all still tuning in, I can share it. Well, do I want to share? There's some exciting news, but I think I'm gonna hold off just because this is very public. But there is a trademark that I got passed for something that I'm creating that is in company. It's all of this. It's all of this together. It's something very exciting. I'll just say this: it's about empowerment and in the realm of hair. I'll leave it there. Some people know I've shared with my close friends. We're very excited about the things that we're doing. And so that's why I'm sharing this message in these spaces. That's why I talk about empowering, because that's my makeup. That's my background. That's my story. That's why I talk about this hair and I talk about the technical stuff. Yes, but I also talk about overall how empowering it was and how having this skill, although I had masters, it's like many of the people in my program have master's degrees, multiple degrees, and you have found these skills and techniques to be something very helpful for you. They've been something that you've been able to create a business and generate income that you surpassed in your main job, or you just found freedom, or you found peace of mind. Like, oh, thank you. Thank you, Rena. Rena is one of our family members. So that's who I am, and that's the story. Every one of you has a story, everybody, and some of you are beautifully sharing them. I don't know who's watching them, but I know people are doing amazing things based on the things that they've experienced with their life. This just happens to be mine. I'm not going to deny, the therapy side of me or the hair side of me, and all that, the overlap, all of the overlap. I keep hitting this mic. I'll try not to hit it. All the overlap that it has. And how it has been empowering for me. First, being a client and starting to feel, when you feel good, you feel invincible. My lighting is so off. It's like dark and light. Okay. Feeling invincible, feeling, oh gosh. I've never had long hair until everybody has the stories. I know a lot of people can relate if you have locks or whatever, how that is, but also the surrendering that needs to happen, the vulnerabilities. And then life is lifing. So you're going through different stages of your life in different ways. So when I was an entrepreneur and then started adding more and doing this, it was like, this is far more powerful than just doing hair. And I used to get that, y'all. I was very hung up about it. I'm just now breaking through that, but I used to be very insecure about that. Like, I used to have family members tell me I need to leave this business alone and just get a good government job. And why did I go to Columbia? I'm like, what? You're standing in, meanwhile, standing in the house that I was about to purchase in Brooklyn, like never asking for a dime. It was just very interesting. I was worried about perception. I was, you have all these things going on. So people may be wanting to start a business like this, or they may have something else that they're doing and they're kind of like nervous about doing it. I hear that a lot. People have like really powerful gifts that are non-traditional, or doing something in a non-traditional way, and they're kind of fearful. I would say stop being fearful. All right. So if you have a vision, you have a goal, something that um you have a strong desire to do, or a gift to do, or you are doing, and you want to continue, I would say continue doing that. Fear is an illusion. Don't have fear, just do it. I guess that's probably the biggest message that goes across all of the channels, because there are some people that I know are hesitant about submitting their work for they're in our certification program, and not everyone has submitted everything. I think some challenges have come up, but I also hear people say they don't think their work is good, or that there's no fear is the biggest uh how do you say, deceiver. It'll make you think things will be that way. But I would say continue going forward. If you have a little hiccup or something, don't worry about it. Just keep going forward. Is the goal something that you really value? Put the energy towards it. You will get it. I'm gonna cut this light on to see if it makes it better, because this is so weird. Okay, I think that's better. Don't stop. If it's important to you, keep going. Everything is conspiring to support you. You'll always be supported. Just keep the momentum going. And even a thought, even a mind shift can change your reality. So I just tell people, I see that the resistance sometimes in some of our people give up when they don't pass. But it's like, I wish I can just shake them and say, it wasn't that serious. Just keep going, because I would be doing myself, my business, my brand, and everything I'm standing for a disservice if I just let people, if I just didn't really critique people. I just said, come on in, everybody. What indent, what impression, what impact would I make on this niche that I feel like I helped pioneer? What impact would I make if I did not stand up to the value of quality that I always talk about? And I just said, sure, just send in anything. And then people are still experiencing those same horror stories. That would be, what's my purpose would be, it would be stupid, right? For me, anything for what I believe. But if I'm like, I do think there's a minimum quality, and I think it's easily met when people just do the work and they focus. Most people can meet that. You don't have to have special extraordinary circumstances. Like you just follow the program and do it. But there's some people that need just to do something a little more, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know who it was anymore, but I know pictures that were submitted of work that I don't think anybody would have, like, it just big or just kind of sloppy, done really quick. And so we would say, can you just meet our minimum requirements so we have for the program? If I were to say, sure, you're passed, to make people not to make people like me and not hate me, because people people probably hate me because they're like, she ain't passed me. If I cared about likes, I would be doing a disservice to everyone. And that's a message, I think, for everyone. If you have some similar thing where you have to speak hard truths, you have to uphold what you stand for, your values, because you know that it matters and it will make a great result and impact. And that's where I think some things stop. I've had somebody submit something. I outwardly always speak about not submitting on a pro level, and then it got so upset with me. I mean, sent me emails telling me my program is, trying to hit low. And that's why the mental health is such a big important part of this discussion, because if you run a business, you're going to get people like this. They just determined to be angry. They're misdirecting this other unaddressed stuff, and you are the target right now. It's all you. You're bad. You're from. No, I'm not perfect, and I need help, and I'm building up my team because I am doing a lot by myself. So sometimes, like, I'll upload a TikTok to a short and have people tell me they wasted their time because I didn't realize that it cut off, or I didn't think there was going to be an issue. Whatever. But so knowing how to navigate that and uphold your principles is going to be very important. If your goal is to produce quality things for the world, for people, for users of your content, of your program, That is important. Stick to that. That's needed. And I think that's just a okay. Let me read the comment because I don't stop. You can do it. Yes, thank you, Rena. Oh Lord, I'm all over the place. Hi, Dwayne. Yes, don't stop. Things that seem challenging, we get in our feelings for a moment and then we realize that we should realize that it's here to help us. Even that every troll that I've ever had on YouTube, 'cause YouTube is the place where the trolls come sometimes. People just say anything. They grow internet balls and they say stuff. And I was very sensitive about YouTube for a long time. So I'm not gonna lie. I was an easy person to get upset. Don't say, and then people used to go arguing on my old stuff, very controversial stuff apparently. And so what's the point with the trolls? Um but yeah, having a understanding of that. But I do feel like I'm in the realm talking about empowerment and hair and women. So I'm gonna speak about it. Let's check ourselves. And I always ask women, especially with hair, because I used to get so sensitive. So maybe I would have been a troll one day in the past, but about my hair and like you can't tell me what to do with my hair, because I would get here to women shouldn't wear weaves. And I used to love a good wig and I used to wear weave. So yeah, I probably would have been in my feelings, but it would have been because I know it would have been because I knew they were right. But sometimes these shows also bring out in us just areas for us to build on. And so I was like, I'm glad that you said what you said because now I actually did check out the clip and realize. So I addressed everyone and now I know more. Uploading a short of a TikTok that has information people want is going to piss them off and they're going to tell you wasted their time and they're going to try to come for you. And I get extra sensitive because it is attached to my business. It's like my YouTube, but it has my business name on it. And then I have another YouTube that's just a business that doesn't have as many followers. And I was like, I'm not going to put no energy in trying to build that. I'm just follow that channel, follow Microlock Mastery, definitely. But Jessica NBHC, no, Jessica CEO MBHC Microlock Mastery. It's a long title, but that was my original YouTube channel. I'm so just still keep it up. And so that one's the one that's growing faster and everything. So I'm learning from experiences as well. But yeah, I always want to tell people move through your fear, please. And if you notice it's there and it's a hard challenge to move through, it's okay to be honest. Like, okay, I cannot do this right now. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the physical capacity. I'm going through a life trauma challenge, but doesn't mean you can't come back to it. It doesn't mean that you throw in the towel. People would say that personal trainers, dieters, all that. I would see people give up, myself included. And it's like, just start again tomorrow. If you have a new day and a new opportunity, you can start again. Nothing is the things that you've done to this point is not for nothing. If you cannot see everything so clearly right away, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. If you cannot see the what's the word I'm trying to make? Not the improvements. Well, yeah, the improvements, but the value, the positive, the benefits. Benefits don't go away. Benefits sometimes take up time to build, but don't just throw in the towel. So this is for everyone, in our Microlock Mastery training and certification group who may be watching, who might be in the program or in the past, people who said F Jessica's program because I didn't finish and she didn't pass me. I have somebody, one of the first people that enrolled when it became online, the first person still hasn't got her certification. She can still get it. Her money is still good 2 years later. But it's just interesting because I feel like she threw in a towel. I know somebody else. We said, can you just make these quick corrections? They got upset. I have to do the whole thing over. We're like, you don't. It's just these sections. Unsubscribe from the email list. Paid money. These are things that when we do stuff like this, we actually hurt ourselves. So you may need a break. You may need to recalibrate, realign yourself, deal with some things. But if you have a goal and it is something you value, when you get yourself right, get right back on it. It probably can go very fast for you once you get in alignment and you have the support you need, you have the clarity you need, and now you can move probably faster. Maybe the timing was off. Maybe you needed something and you needed to go through something to gain this awareness and experience that you can move through it. Somebody else said, oh yeah, I did address that YouTube. Hold on. I don't know why I feel compelled to say that. I think I just got to speak about what I said. We have surveys as well when people complete the webinar, and it is, oh my gosh, 99% positive. There's 3, no, 2. But I noticed the theme, same kind of energy, but someone wanted, I guess, they were trying to DM on social media to get a response. I'm not good with DMs on IG. I'm not. And sometimes I'll have people help me, but it can go into an unread folder. I'm just not good. So I think this person tried to inbox on IG, couldn't get a response. I remember going live and someone saying in the comment, you never answer your DM. And I was like, oh, and I didn't know this was I didn't think it was as serious. I was like, please send an email here. And I said the email, never got an email, got a survey response. It sounded like they were very interested in the program, but I'm not going to take, because something is not included maintenance is not included in the essentials training. It is, but they had concluded that, and they said no one answers my emails, so that just shows me nobody's going to help me. Not emails, they didn't email. And then the last sentence says, can we contact you for further follow-up if needed? And they left it blank. So I said, did you want to vent or did you want help? Because this was an opportunity. I was ready to look and see an email and respond personally. But I realized, that we can be in our own way, especially if we are, very emotional or upset. So that person's mind had probably perceived that they were being slighted and ignored. So I tried to understand that, but there was no opportunity for us to make amends. So now it's just like a weird jab to make sure that they said what they said and didn't and left. And it was just kind of interesting. So at first I just felt like I had to address that we do have maintenance and repair in our essentials training. If you're in the group or on a YouTube, the Microlock Mastery Essentials training covers everything except consultation. It covers from installation, installation, maintenance, repair, grooming, retightening. It covers all of that. All of that. It's everything, but the business builder has the consultation and all those other documents. So hopefully if anybody has that question, or if you have a question about what's included, please send an email. That's the best way to get an answer. If you DM me or DM Microlock Mastery, like I'm not going to be, it's hard to keep up with the DMs. It's just not as effective. You can get answers. Or if you go through Microlock Mastery on Facebook, it's hard as well to do that. Or if you DM me, if you're not connected to me, especially, I may not see it for a long time. It goes into this unread folder, it's spam folder. So a lot of people have contacted through there, and I'm looking, I'm like, seeing stuff from a long time ago. And I'm like, so you just want to, if you are in the program, I'm just going to put up the email at the bottom. Just shoot an email. Better yet, I'm going to send you the page that has all of the links and everything. Yeah, wait, is it join? No, that's not it. I ain't had a link ready. I'll put up in a second, but I did want to address questions that you may have. If they're not answered, I know I'm asking for grace and understanding, and that may not be what people want, but the same type of grace I ask is the same grace I give to other businesses. I give to other business owners, other entrepreneurs, other women, other men, people who have children. Life just happens, and so sometimes everything is not a personal thing, and I have to remind myself that too, because again, we all have triggers and needed areas of healing. And sometimes those things overshadow our reality, our perspective. And so it becomes like a very personal thing when it's not really a personal thing. That's not what I wanted to share. But I am about to wrap this up. I feel like I've talked for a while and I made my points, but the overall thing is to be mindful of your energy you put for anything. And if you are dealing with hair, energy, so my unofficial research through cultures of spirituality and hair has been seen through almost every culture to be a transmitter of energy, to be something sacred. And if you are handling the hair of others, or having your hair handled, um, it was actually seen as something very, very sacred. So just in that hair space alone, like if you're so I know there are excellent product manufacturers. I understand that even when they're formulating their formulas, um, they say they do it with love, like because all that's significant. But energy in general, energy about what you think about, what would you like to receive? What is my lighting so weird? It's because that light, that shade is open. And the sun is always glaring. On my computer, I can't even really see. Sorry, y'all. Energy. So we are manifesting every second, every moment, every moment. Watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts. What you say to yourself, what you say to yourself about things, how you refer, how you think, it all is creating your reality. I know, and I don't know who gets what I'm saying. Those who hear me. So if you are doing self-defeating talk to yourself, if you are um, dismissing something after it, oh, it's not, then it's not because that's what you created. That's what you're creating. If you find yourself being overwhelmingly negative or countering something with a negative thought, I say counter it with the positive. Like check yourself when you can, muffle down that. So that happens. I have to. We how many thoughts do we think a day? Some phenomenal number. If you have those overwhelmingly be negative about what you're doing or who you're encountering or money or that is what it is. That's what we're creating. But if you check that and say, so there's times I'm scared. I'll think I'll have no money or I'll be fearful and then I'll stop and say, I you speak something affirming. I'm supported, so I will be okay. Or I will have what I need. I always have what I need. I will be able to pass this program. I will create the business I desire. I will have the results that I want in my hair. I will I have just counter that because that will quickly shift the energy and just realize if you're even doubting what I'm saying now and you go back to negative, what harm does it do to just switch it? Because you're still creating. Clearly, you're still creating. If people are addicted to thinking negatively, they can take a look at their life and see things that they're not happy with. And they're always focusing on that. When people are switching, so this is kind of a therapeutic technique I do with some of my clients. I do with therapy clients. I know that complaining and negativity is addictive. We are addicted to our familiar pain. We will subconsciously, maybe even consciously know that we are in a not happy doing or thinking or being in a certain situation, but yet stay there. And so I'll say things like, okay, we're exploring opportunities to get out of that situation. No, but it won't. They'll shoot it down. They'll shoot it down like Duck Hunt. Remember Duck Hunt? It's like, nope, 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 nope. And I'm like, I can't even say anything. I say, well, then you've already said what it will be. But I noticed one client she's starting to be better with that. The next session, she was much more open-minded because it was like she got someone pointing out to her exactly how she shot down everything, every other alternative thought. And but she still holds on to, but it can't be. It doesn't can't is a word that I think people should use less of. You never know what could be. And things are always moving in miraculous ways, things that people thought they could never do or someone could never do or have. All it needed was someone to input that thought and have that um, create a vision of it so that it can materialize into the reality. And so that's really, we let our fears, we step in our way, we shoot things down. We sometimes love to just sit in misery, not us, but I'm speaking as a collective, whoever we know like this, even us. Sometimes I'm like, it would feel familiar for me to sit and just keep thinking negatively. But as soon as I start switching, you have to do it on a regular basis. You have to be consistent about switching it into positive thoughts because you have to kind of reprogram. So the brain is a big computer. I'm a little nerdy, but this is what does connect and overlay with people who have goals that they want to reach. who are entrepreneurs, who are single mothers, who are under support, whatever it is, we have visions of something other. This does apply because that's how we can drastically start shifting energy and getting things um, all of a sudden aligning and supporting us. Opportunities arise. Now we can see them. um, we maybe have a little bit of extra energy now to we see the opportunity and now go towards it. Is something you need to submit to apply for. Can you just have a more positive vibe and energy? It's like just breaking out of that because we reprogram our brain and these neural pathways and everything. We create new ones because they're very ingrained in the old way of being, and they create the old way of existing. So I know I get a little extra rated, but I do find that to be helpful. And I feel like I'm sitting in the dark. So I'm about to walk on. What is my lighting doing? Okay, let me see. If I do this, does that help? What is that? It is so weird when the light shines in at the end of early evening. Um, I said I wanted to make sure I said everything I had jotted down, and I think I did. Balancing your emotional and mental health. Um, when you have, I want you to think when you have a challenge that comes up, what keeps you from reaching the goal you have, and what stops you? If anything stops you, what stops you? I bet you it'll all boil down to your thoughts about it. But it could be a physical thing. Like you may say, I don't know, you may be in a situation that's very tough physically, but that all can change. But what you do have control over is this. Yeah. So I just say that to the people in the program. I say that to just anyone, a fellow entrepreneur, a fellow woman. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Quality of get the energy like don't rush quality. Are we moving with the kind of energy that we want to receive? Yep, I said everything I wanted to say. All right, it's getting kind of weird right now with the way things are looking on my end. And let me take this banner off. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the comments. I appreciate it. And yep. I see those in the group and those who are in the program, and it's the group certification training. I'm gonna see y'all tonight because it's amazing. You're taking a huge step towards your goal, and this is exciting. And thank y'all for tuning in. Bye.